What's going on, people? Welcome back. Welcome back. I've waited so long. It feels so good to say that. You guys have no idea how much I've been yearning to be back here. A lot of things are happening and a lot has been happening, and I just wanted to be here talking about it with you guys. And I'm so glad. I am so glad that we're here. And yeah, I guess I should, before we get into it, should just give you a quick lowdown of what happened. Long story short, I moved from my previous location, which is just home. That's my parents' house. I moved out and I relocated elsewhere for work, and during all of that I had to put it all on hold because of all the logistics and having to settle in. But we're here now, and without wasting any time, you already know what this video is going to be about, so let's get into it. Chelsea have went and appointed Enzo Maresca of Leicester City to be head coach, and it's done, official, confirmed, announced. He's had his first press conference already, so he's here and he's already started. And this is a decision that honestly I have no complaints. I honestly have no complaints. I think the time of complaints has long passed. We should just move forward and just see what happens. But my thoughts regarding the whole thing are, well, this is a risky appointment, that is clear, given that the experience is on the low end. And as much as he did do a great job with Leicester City in the championship, Leicester to Chelsea is a big shift, even if we are under new ownership and we're still trying to get back on our feet as a very competitive club. We're still a ways from that, but I think we can get back there, sooner rather than later if everything just goes well. I'm not gonna sit here and just rant about who we should have gotten instead. Granted, I think they were better options, in terms of profile and suitability to the squad. And I'm not talking about any elite managers now. I'm just talking about more, obviously, higher profile managers who are also just a bit more established in the game. The likes of Xavi Hernandez. It's actually the only one I could take at the moment who's free. No one else, honestly. That is how bad the market is. My thing with Posh's sacking is that not the fact that we are sacking Posh as much as he got us 6th place. I think we could have, given everything now that we know, we could have maybe done better under Posh. I think we're not going to now forget the whole of the season. Personally, I would have, I was willing to give him a second season, but I had a feeling that, whatever happens, even if we do turn it around, when we're languishing in mid-table, if we manage to turn it around, then he might not be in our target. That has always been a possibility. And now that we know he was given a 2-year contract, maybe these people knew what they were doing when they gave him a 2-year contract. You understand? So I'm not going to talk anymore about Posh. I feel if I continue, this video is going to be longer than I wanted to. Let's get back to the topic at hand. I don't know if anyone has noticed this, but football is really going through a transition, especially with coaches and players. You know, a lot of the people we grew up watching are slowly but surely getting phased out. They're slowly but surely hanging up their boots, and that's happening for coaches as well. You know, Pep and them are OGs. Like, they have a couple of years left in them, but not more than 5. I'm telling you, after 5 years, the dugouts are going to look very different. There's a new crop of managers coming in, and they are coming in by the dozens. And we're just at that stage in football now. And part of me believes that if it doesn't go well with Maresca, God forbid, that we're still going to go for a younger manager who still getting his skin in the game as well. Hopefully someone I'd like to see manage the club out of this crop of managers definitely says Fabregas. You know, I think, I'm hoping, I'm praying he does well at Como, that he can, you know, after 5 years, 10 years, whatever, I just hope we find him. I just hope it needs to happen. It needs to happen at some point. Like, Maresca is here, and I'm backing him, and I believe he'll do well. I'm just saying, you know, just at some point, I'd like to see that. Back to Maresca, it's up to him to make sure that the players are guided in the right direction. And I think he can do it, you know, based on the fact that however you want to look at it, he sort of fits the criteria of what we need in a coach at Chelsea at the moment. You know, someone who plays a position-based style of football with an emphasis on positional play, something we've been crying out for when we were languishing in mid-table. We have it now. We have it now. We know that the players would greatly benefit from playing that kind of football because it gives them more time on the ball. The longer they have the ball, the more they can be creative, and the more chances we can create, and that increases the possibility of scoring goals and winning games. You understand? Simple maths. In a squad with individuals like Cole Palmer, Noni Madueke, Christopher Nkunku, Enzo Fernandez, Moises Caicedo, we have Andre Santos coming up, we have Romeo Lavia, we have Kani Chukwemeka, Mikhailo Mudryk. Guys, I know, like, right now, shame, he's not at the level. Like, let's just call a spade a spade. We know that he has potential. He's just not at the level. I think he can get there. The point is, can he get there sooner rather than later? Pace aside, his vision, and there's creative potential. Under the guidance of Maresca, he can definitely be unlocked. When you think of the players that are also coming in, be it from loan or from Brazil in January, the likes of Kenry Paes, Estevao Willian, and Angelo Gabriel. Guys, the possibilities are endless of how he wants to play. He can play, utilize players in the half spaces, in the wide areas, can do inverting fullbacks. Reece James can invert. Marco Correa can invert. We have Malo Gusto as well. We have Benoit Badiashile, we have Levi Cole at the back. Some say we might be a striker away from being a much more dangerous team. That may be true, but what kind of striker? You understand? Do we want one who just runs the channels and is a box presence, or do you want one who's more dynamic? I really think a player like Jackson can play in this style of play. He'd be a much better fit for the style of football that Maresca wants to play. Who knows? Who knows? We'll see in the striker department. My thing is that there's potential here. I think if we can bring out the best in our players, then we're definitely taking steps in the right direction. And in terms of expectations, I think the expectations are obvious. First things first, we need to see the vision. We need to see the work. We need to see evidence that there is something that should be backed. Like, we're going to back him in the beginning until he gives us reasons not to. I'm going to back him. And there's no reason not to at the moment. And when you factor in everything on paper, it seems aligned. We just need to see execution. And if he brings the best out of our players, that means we can be competitive given the depth we have in our squad. If everyone stays fit, we can be very competitive. And we can definitely make a case for the Champions League places. Best case scenario, competing for the league, like mounting a title challenge. That's a possibility. Never rule out that possibility. But, steps. There's steps. First things first, we need to make sure that we can, we're in the conversation for top 4. As long as we're in the conversation for top 4, then we can definitely go higher. You understand? I think the squad at its level could have, even last season, it just shows that we could have competed, but life happened, I guess. So now we really cannot sleep. We cannot sleep on the squad. We cannot say, but there's still, even though that is the case, but I think good coaching will go a long way. And we've seen evidence of that everywhere in Europe last season and the seasons prior. I don't need to name. If you watch the game, then you know what I'm talking about. So obviously, as much as he is on a long-term contract, and I think the board are prepared to go the long-term route and stand on business this time, I think we should also stand on business. I think we should definitely look to step it up from last season. Last season we finished 6th. I think anything below that, whatever happens, will be considered a failure. When everything is said and done, anything below last season's finish should be considered a failure. Other fronts we're competing in, we're competing obviously in the domestic cups. We have the Conference League. Can't believe we're playing playoffs just to qualify. Damn you, United. There's the Club World Cup. When's the Club World Cup? I should look that up. But we should really be making a case for the cups as well, especially the Conference League. We've played the Europa League twice and won it twice. I think it's fair that we should also take the Conference League and complete the set anyways. This is the competition that we're in. We would have loved to be in a much higher competition, but it is what it is, honestly. That's it, honestly. When all is said and done, I'm very excited. I'm very excited to see what Enzo Maresca has for us, what direction he's going to take the club. My hope is that he hits the ground running, because if that happens, then I think we'll all be happy. When we start seeing results, we see that the players now are starting to, gel and get unlocked. I think he will benefit greatly from the squad being trimmed a bit. I think previous 2 seasons, it really was a horrible situation, especially 2 seasons ago. Most especially 2 seasons ago. So I think, yeah, we there's definitely something here. As much as the appointment is risky, but yeah, very excited, very, very, very excited. Anyway, that's it for this video. I'd very much like to hear your thoughts on the whole situation in the comment section below. What do you think Chelsea is going to produce under Enzo Maresca? And yeah, let me know in the comments. And thank you so much for watching. It is good to be back, and a lot has happened and a lot will happen, and we'll be here to talk about it. So stay tuned. I will see you on the next one. Keep it M.